Hello and welcome to the news from Bahrain International. I'm Aisha Ibrahim. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, received National Guard Commander General His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa in the presence of His Majesty the King's personal representative His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Royal Court Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, the BDF Commander-in-Chief Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, BDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Diab bin Sagr al-Naimi, and senior National Guard officers. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa and the National Guard officers congratulated His Majesty the King on the 26th anniversary of the establishment of the National Guard, which falls on the 7th of January every year. His Majesty the King expressed thanks and appreciation to the National Guard Commander for his role in the competence, progress and high readiness of this military edifice and commended the valiant and brave efforts of the National Guard staff. His Majesty affirmed that the National Guard has become a strong force in protecting the country's sovereignty and stability and a dependable source of support to the Bahrain Defense Force and to the public security. His Majesty the King asked the National Guard's commander to convey his greetings and congratulations to all the staff and his best wishes of further success. His Majesty praised the joint National Guard and Pakistani Army military exercise Al-Badr 7 and stressed that it was part of the cooperation and exchange of expertise between two countries stemming from their deep-rooted and robust bonds. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa presented His Majesty the King with a memorial gift and a book, Royal Vision, which documents the achievements made during the prosperous era of His Majesty the King. He expressed gratitude to His Majesty the King for the generous care and unlimited support accorded to the National Guard and its affiliates. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Royal Decree 1 of 2023 based on the proposal of the Prime Minister and following the approval of the Cabinet. Under the decree, the following officials were appointed at the Prime Minister's office. Dr. Adil Abdurrahman Ali Al-Hammadi was appointed Director General of the Office of Special Representative of His Majesty the King. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa. Abdullah Ali Saad al-Dosari was appointed as Executive Director for Administrative and Financial Affairs. And Mish'al Adil Yusuf Al-Ayyadi was appointed as Executive Director of the Office of the Special Representative of His Majesty the King. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued Edict 1 of 2023 appointing directors in the office of His Majesty the King's Special Representative His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa based on the proposal of the Director General of the Prime Minister's office. Under the edict, Muhammad Ali Muhammad Al-Humayqani was appointed as Director of the Coordination and Follow-up Directorate and Muhammad Khalid Al-Ka'bi as Director of the Protocol Directorate at the Prime Minister's office. The BDF Commander-in-Chief Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa received the Speaker of the Council of Representatives Ahmed Limsalem in the presence of the Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Diab bin Sagr al-Naimi. The BDF Commander-in-Chief welcomed Limsalem and congratulated him on his election as Speaker and wished him success. The two sides reviewed cooperation between the BDF and the Council and issues of common interest. The meeting was attended by the Director of the General Command Court, Major General Hassan Mohammed Saad, the Director of Military Cooperation, Major General Pilot Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa, and a number of senior BDF officers. The Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, received the Minister of Interior of Jordan, Mazen Abdullah Hilal Al Faraya, who is currently on a visit to Bahrain to participate in the meetings of the Bahraini-Jordanian Joint Higher Committee in the presence of the Head of Public Security, Lieutenant General Tariq bin Hassan Al Hassan. The minister welcomed his Jordanian counterpart, praising the deep fraternal and historical relations that unite the two brotherly countries, thanks to the support and care of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Majesty King Abdullah II ibn Al Hussein of Jordan, adding that these solid relations are based on an authentic historical reality based on unity of purpose and common destiny. The minister expressed his appreciation for the march of security, cooperation and coordination between the two countries and the efforts exerted to enhance joint security work in a way that guarantees the protection of national gains and the strengthening of regional security. The two sides agreed to form a joint security committee concerned with implementing the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two sides. During the meeting, areas of security, cooperation and coordination in a number of issues that contribute to developing joint action mechanisms and facing security challenges on the regional and international arenas were discussed. Upon the invitation of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Jordanian Prime Minister and Minister of Defense Dr. Bishr Al Khassauna and the accompanying delegation arrived for a visit in the kingdom to participate in the 5th meeting of the joint Bahraini-Jordanian Higher Committee. Upon arrival, the Jordanian Premier was received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Head of the Mission of Honor, Dr. Abdul Latif Al Zayani, the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Hamid Al Malki, the Muharraq Governor Salman Al Manna'i, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Jordan's Ambassador to Bahrain, Rami Al Warikat, Bahrain's Ambassador to Jordan, Ahmed Al Ruwai'i, Director General of the Prime Minister's Office, Hamid Al Mahmeed, a number of senior officers at the BDF, the Ministry of Interior and the National Guard, as well as a number of recipients. The Minister of Health, Dr. Jalila Hassan, met with her Jordanian counterpart, Dr. Firas Al Hawari. The Minister affirmed the importance of exchanging visits to enhance the bilateral cooperation and exchange expertise. She also affirmed the importance of enhancing cooperation in the health field between the two countries and highlighted the depth of the bilateral relations. The two sides then discussed the bilateral cooperation and topics of mutual interest. The Jordanian Minister of Health praised the development of the health sector of Bahrain and affirmed his country's keenness to further enhance the cooperation with Bahrain to achieve the desired goals. The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Adel Fakhro, received at his office the Jordanian Minister of Industry, Trade and Supply, Youssef Shamali. The minister stressed the depth of the strong relations between Bahrain and Jordan, noting the importance of exchanging experiences in the industrial and commercial fields and enhancing bilateral cooperation in this aspect to meet common aspirations and interests. He highlighted the Bahraini-Jordanian Joint Business Forum organized by the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which contributes to the development of bilateral cooperation, especially between the private sectors in both kingdoms. The meeting reviewed prospects for cooperation in a number of issues of common interest and discussed the latest global economic developments. The Bahraini-Jordanian Business Forum was launched with the aim of developing economic relations to increase the volume of trade exchange between the two brotherly countries and utilize the commercial opportunities available to the private sector to create strategic partnerships that serve economic growth. The forum emphasized the importance of strengthening economic and trade relations between Bahrain and Jordan with the aim of increasing cooperation between the private sectors in both countries and developing work at all levels and increase the volume of business and trade exchange. The forum emphasized the strength of the Bahraini-Jordanian relations and the continuous work to develop various fields of cooperation and maximize the benefits from the available opportunities. The delegation of the Parliamentary Division participated in the meeting of the Executive Committee of the Arab Inter-Parliamentary Union, which was chaired by Representatives Council Second Deputy Speaker Ahmed Abdel Wahid Qarata. The participation came to discuss proposals for amending the Union's charter and bylaws as part of the delegation's participation in the 29th session of the Executive Committee and the meetings of the Union's special committees, which are currently held in Cairo. Garata affirmed the support of the legislative authority in Bahrain of Arab and Islamic issues and all endeavors to unify Arab efforts to face challenges. Elba made a new historic achievement by recording a production record of 1,600,111 metric tons during the year 2022. More in this report.
A pioneering industrial achievement recently recorded in the records of Elba, as the company made a new production achievement of 1,600,111 metric tons during 2022, an increase of 2.5% year-on-year. Elba is a well-established company whose history since its inception in the 1970s is rich in a series of distinguished achievements and successes that have earned Bahrain a global reputation. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa launched production in the 6th smelting line, this huge vital project that contributed to the company's leadership to become the largest smelter in the world, with a total production capacity of more than 1 million metric tons annually. The project contributed to a rise of the GDP to 15%. Elba is distinguished by its safety and has recently recorded more than 31 million safe working hours without any loss or injury.
In recognition of Export Bahrain's efforts to promote businesses and facilitate their growth regionally and internationally, it was recently awarded the DUNS registered seal by Dun & Bradstreet. Also, Export Bahrain has partnered with Dun & Bradstreet to offer the seal to members at exclusive rates. DUNS is a guarantee enabling foreign partners to easily obtain information on companies and quickly make decisions concerning prospective partnerships. In a testament to its accomplishments, Export Bahrain was awarded a seal and has partnered with Dun & Bradstreet to enable companies in Bahrain to acquire it to support them in various aspects. Bahrain Bourse issued Resolution 1 of 2023 to list treasury bills and short-term Islamic lease Ijara Sukuk issued by the Central Bank of Bahrain on behalf of the government in 2023. According to the resolution, 64 treasury bills and 12 short-term Islamic lease Ijara Sukuk issues will be listed during 2023 unless stated otherwise. The National Institute for Human Rights NIHR and Saudi Human Rights Commission President Hala Al-Tuwaidri signed an MOU. The MOU aims to strengthen cooperation and promote human rights in addition to exchanging information and technical relations. The NIHR President Ali Ad-Dirazi said that the MOU will enable the two parties to work within their competence according to a joint mechanism to protect and promote human rights in both countries by organizing conferences, seminars and training courses. He highlighted NIHR's aim to develop cooperation and exchange experiences in the field, and especially to promote the culture of human rights, exchange expertise and successful experiences, and training national cadres in the fields of work of national human rights institutions. Within the framework of preserving public safety and strengthening the community partnership strategy, the Ministry of Interior and the concerned security departments made intensive security efforts, including regulating traffic and handling all communications received by the main operations room to preserve the safety of road users during the rainy season. More in this report.
Continuous efforts and tireless work by the Ministry of Interior with its concerned bodies around the clock to deal with the rainwater that continues to fall all over the kingdom by developing an integrated plan to educate road and sea travelers. The Ministry of Interior is also coordinating with other bodies to proactively provide drainage to prevent rainwater from collecting in the streets and roads, stressing at the same time the importance of being careful during this period to avoid accidents that may be caused by rainwater. A set of awareness messages and integrated plans to deal with the rainy season and what may result from it, which is matched by the awareness and commitment of citizens and residents of the road and sea by following all safety instructions to spend a safe season free of accidents and full of joy and safety.
The Labour Market Regulatory Authority LMRA, in cooperation with the Ministry of Interior, conducted 3 inspection campaigns in various governorates within the framework of activating the control tools to eliminate irregular employment and in a manner that ensures the preservation of a competitive and fair work environment. The inspection campaigns resulted in detecting a number of violations related to the provisions of the LMRA law and the residence law in Bahrain to take the necessary legal measures. The LMRA renewed its call to support the efforts of government agencies to address illegal practices in the labour market and irregular employment. The Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority (BTEA), in collaboration with Common Ground International, announced that the Imperial Russian Ballet (IRB) will be coming to Bahrain from March 2nd to 4th, 2023. The shows will take place at the Grand Hall at Exhibition World Bahrain in Sakhir. BTEA CEO Dr. Nasser Qaidi expressed pride in hosting the Imperial Russian Ballet for the first time in the GCC. He stated that the presence of such a prominent artistic troupe of creative performance in the kingdom proves that Bahrain has become a beacon for global art bands and performers, hosting the finest musicians and fine art innovators. He added that this demonstrates Bahrain's readiness to attract more large-scale international events, stressing BTEA's commitment to continue to attract the best entertainment and artistic shows from around the world to work towards achieving Bahrain's tourism strategic objectives. Sebastian Loeb gave Bahrain Raid Extreme a second successive stage victory in the Dakar Rally. Starting and finishing in Hale, the stage presented a battle between 9-time World Rally champion Loeb and 14-time Dakar winner Peterson, with the BRX drive finally grabbing the lead after 327 kilometers and holding it to the finish. His winning margin could have been much greater, as he was without power steering towards the end of the stage and lost about 10 minutes. Loeb's win lifted him to provisional 14th overall, but more significantly brought him maximum points on the day towards his World Rally Raid Championship bid with Bahrain Raid Extreme. Loeb said that he intends to go one better at the wheel of his BRX Pro Drive Hunter in the World Rally Raid Championship.